Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. session of the 2022 Open Simulator Community Conference. In this session, we are pleased to introduce the presentation, VWEC Brings Educators Together Across the Metaverse. Our speakers are Valerie Hill, aka Valibrarian, Gregg, and Becky Adams, aka Elli Pinion. Sorry, Valerie. Valerie is the director of the Community Virtual Library and Information Science Educator. Becky currently teaches teaching and training in virtual worlds for the University of New Mexico. Please check out the website found at conference.opensimulator.org for speaker bios, details of sessions, and the full schedule of events. The session is being live streamed and recorded, so if you have questions or comments during the session, you may send tweets to @OpenSimCC with the hashtag OSCC22. Welcome, everyone. Let's begin the session.
Thank you, Galen. We are so pleased to be joining the always amazing OSCC conference this year. What an impressive lineup. Today, we would like to share with you the progress Virtual Worlds Education Consortium has made this past year. And please note that we said worlds. The VWEC began in late 2020 with a conversation about getting educators together to share successes and to tackle obstacles across virtual platforms and communities. It was clear that we could all benefit if we could bring educators together in these goals. We had heard of several similar efforts in the past, and we had hoped to continue and build on their good work. We were hopeful to not overwhelm already busy educators and planned to have 4 meetings a year to give to this effort. Our first meeting was in January 2021 at the Community Virtual Library in Second Life. We still look fondly at this photo and remember the very helpful input we received from the 30+ educators that attended. We continue to meet quarterly and have been encouraged at the interest and the participation. In the past year, we have added 4 weekly informal chats and a bi-monthly expert series, inviting the amazing educators and professionals who use virtual worlds to share their experience and insights with us. We have also set up a YouTube channel at this link that you see in the chat for our events and other helpful videos. Late in 2021, we were asked to become a community gateway region in Second Life to serve as a welcome and informational area for educators and nonprofits who support education, as well as to help with a reserve surrounding it to bring educational communities together in an educational reserve. Educators who do not choose to move to the new VWEC Eduverse Reserve are still featured by VWEC, included in the directory, and we will have a portal for easy access to them. The Welcome Plaza offers a registration API from our website for students to enter SL directly and links to several educator-centered orientations upon entry. We have an Ed Resources area for instructors and students to get essential and fun free items, such as an AO, a note card with places of interest, as well as tools for teaching. Our Info Center has volunteers to help both new and experienced visitors and includes databases of other educators working in virtual worlds, educational groups, as well as a growing bibliography of research on virtual worlds and education. You can add your name to our database at this link or your group at this link. We have a team that helps new educators just coming into virtual worlds, some meeting areas, and soon we will have an area for models of teaching that will demonstrate various interactive examples of teaching in virtual worlds with testimonials, videos, and links to those institutions' regions to see even more. Over to you, Val.
Becky. The VWEC, Virtual Worlds Education Consortium, has aligned well to the mission and goals of the Community Virtual Library. Just as Becky has illustrated, and we're now a global hub in Second Life, and the Virtual World Education Consortium, Welcome Plaza, provides a place for networking and collaboration. Becky mentioned the VWEC Expert Series, the bi-monthly event where educators share their work and illustrate how learning in the metaverse can provide opportunities for critical thinking and serious learning, and interactive experiences that cannot be done in physical classrooms. Here's an example from Professor John O'Connor sharing developing learning communities of practice in the metaverse. If you know an educator who might want to share at the VWEC Expert Series, there is an application form at this link. Volunteers man our VWEC Info Center across the globe, and our goal is to eventually have a real live embodied avatar right there on duty 24/7. And that goal is achievable if we all realize that working together across the metaverse is important for the future of education. In addition, we have the VWEC Fireside Chats, which allow people, whether they're new to virtual worlds or they're experienced, to gather and share ideas and ways to overcome obstacles. The Info Center calendar and the Fireside Chats and all the educational community calendars are available on our website, vweconsortium.org. VWEC is Virtual Worlds. Notice it's plural. It's the Virtual Worlds Education Consortium. Second Life may be what I like to call the original metaverse, but it is not the only virtual space, as we all know, for teaching and learning. VWEC is recruiting virtual world ambassadors, people who can come and help network and collaborate across the metaverse in the open sim grids, Kitely, OpenSim, Abacon, even VR platforms such as AltSpace VR or Mozilla Hubs. Web-based worlds like 3D Web Worlds are partnering with us to provide options for educators who need apps for Chromebooks and mobile devices. Next month, in January, we plan to hold an educator roundup in Kitely on January 16th, and a tour of an amazing historical simulation of Lisbon 1755, also in Kitely, on January 18th, and both of these events are at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And there's a link. We also plan to visit Minecraft to discover ways to help educators in K-12, as we believe Minecraft holds potential for beginners just entering the metaverse. If you're active in any virtual worlds for education, please contact us as we can collaborate and help document education across the metaverse. In closing, we want to clarify that the metaverse is a place, not an app. The universe, similarly, is a place in which we all inhabit our lives on this physical planet. The metaverse is a metaphor space in which we can inhabit digital landscapes when we are embodied as avatars. Zoom, in my opinion, is not part of the metaverse, even though it is a useful tool. Many useful tools and apps can be used for education. However, the metaverse is a unique and evolving virtual landscape, whether experienced with a VR headset, with haptics, or as a desktop VR in a virtual world. You all are here at this conference And you're certainly the early adopters, even those of us who have been here for nearly 20 years. And your expertise is valued and welcomed. So please contact us to share your projects and your learning communities across the metaverse. Our playlist of machinima for teaching and learning across the metaverse is growing. We would love to add your projects to archive education in virtual environments as it expands. And we'll open up now for questions.
Okay, thank you. Yes, looking to see if there are any questions. So it looks like you are, can you just remind us again which virtual worlds that you are in right now? Sounds
Yes.
like you're in quite a few.
Well, our main home base is in Second Life. We have the VWEC Pavilion and many VWEC resources in Kitely.
Okay.
We have a presence with the Community Virtual Library in several outposts, Avicon and 3D Web Worlds, Cyber Lounge. So we're expanding, but we don't actually have our VWEC presence there yet. And that's the point of our VWEC ambassadors. No one individual of us can be active in every single world, but we can be aware and we can network and collaborate.
Right. So it sounds like you have sort of portable libraries that, are in more places than you actually have a region set up.
Yes, but we're looking to set up a region. When we find ambassadors who may want to put the presence of VWEC in another world, and then we will network and collaborate and share and pool our resources so that we're not isolated and not reinventing the wheel.
Right. Okay, we have some questions coming in. So from Art Blue, we have a question why the center is in Second Life. In some countries, it's negatively rated for teaching. Why not a Mozilla space as a center for it?
We're actually doing a Second Life expert event January 13th at 1 o'clock, Mozilla Hubs. Becky, you want to say anything about that?
Sure. We would love for anybody that's in Mozilla Hubs to join us and Kitely. And we are trying to expand for sure. And as Val mentioned, we're calling you ambassadors, but if there are people who have a great presence there, we'd love to work with you to expand our regions, essentially. Thank you for asking that question.
And you have a booth here? Where's your booth here in Expo 3?
We do have a booth. I believe it's number 9, and we do have some handouts there and other information. So please check it out.
And our website has a lot of our information on it. We're on many social media channels, and we have the domain name metaverselibraries.org. We will soon be pooling a lot of our information there to build on the word metaverse, which many people are now curious about.
All right, let's see. We have another question for Val from Ran. Asking about your predictions for 2023 in Virtual Worlds.
Oh, hello, Rand. Great to see you.
And what you need to achieve that.
Yes. Well, our predictions are we've seen a lot of people come back into Second Life after many years because of the hype about virtual reality. And we also believe that a lot of educators are exploring VR headsets, but they are not ready for mainstream. I always say we haven't even done enough research on the human brain of developing children to put them on. So we predict that there will be an increase in virtual worlds, but we also truly believe that the only way educators can understand the best practices is through networking and collaboration. You cannot do this alone in isolation.
Right. And on the back of that, Ada Radius asked you about your 501c C3 status, possibly how you're doing fundraising, if you're doing fundraising, anything like that you want to share.
Yes, that's a complicated subject because we are moving. We have several things going on behind the scenes because it's very difficult on a global scale with fundraising and tax laws and all of that. So it's not in place to share publicly, but we're working on that through having a foundation and a charity so that we can pool our efforts. We're definitely a nonprofit. We're not out, we're all volunteers who truly believe in the future of virtual worlds for education. And by pooling our efforts, we feel like we can make a difference. But there will be a foundation and a charity that VWEC has partnered with. And I'll mention that one of our champions in virtual worlds that all of you know, Selby Evans, is pretty much the founder of VWEC. So we go way back in the idea of collaboration with those who understand that vision.
Okay. Are there any more questions? This is a fascinating topic. Okay. Let's see if there's any questions here. All right. Well, it sounds like you're on your way and doing lots of wonderful things. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Becky. Thank you, Val. Thank you for an informative and interesting presentation. As a reminder to our audience, you will want to check out conference.opensimulator.org to see what is coming up on the conference schedule. You won't want to miss our next session, which will begin at 2:30 p.m. in this keynote region and is entitled OpenSim NGC, an OpenSim for Trusted Grids. Also, we encourage you to visit the OSCC22 Poster Expo in the OSCC Expo 3 region to find accompanying information on presentations and explore the hypergrid resources in OSCC Expo 2 region, along with sponsor and crowdfunder booths located throughout all of the OSCC Expo regions. Thank you again to our speakers and the audience.